Morning guys and welcome back to I Like Watches Too. You can probably tell from the length of the beard I've been a touch busy over the last few weeks. I've spent the last few days actually working on another 10 vintage watches to sell on my eBay store and also my website, and I am very pleased with the results. In a minute I'm going to head over to the Lightbox and show you what I've been up to. But yeah, I've got to say I'm thoroughly enjoying this learning curve, and I will be producing some videos on what I've learnt over the last few weeks at some point, in the near future. But I just want to continue to improve my skills, and yeah, and then I'll do some how-to videos. But yeah, in this video I just want to show you these awesome 10 watches that you can buy on either my website or my eBay store. All right, let's go and have a look, shall we? Well, it's actually 11 because I completely forgot about this boxed watch. It's not a new old stock watch, but it is in incredible condition. And it's so unusual to see watches this old coming with their booklet in good condition as well. That's in fantastic condition. And their original box. And here it is. And what I love about this box is it turns into a sort of watch display stand. You can actually turn up or basically change the angle of the sort of watch holding element. How cool is that? So yeah, it's not a new old stock watch, but it is in incredible condition. I did the usual stuff. I took the movement out, gave the case a really good clean. New spring bars. I replaced the O-ring if it was needed. I suspect it wasn't needed on this watch because the O-rings in a lot of these watches are made out of a material that just doesn't seem to degrade. But yeah, the bracelet was also in very good condition. Gave it a bit of a polish. But yeah, look at this thing. Absolutely gorgeous. It's taking an incredible amount of discipline to sell some of these watches because, man, I just want to keep hold of almost every single one. But yeah, unfortunately, that is just not possible. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that one. Incredible watch, that actually. So rare to see it. Yeah, with a box and its booklet. Right, let me get you the other 10 watches. So unfortunately, none of these watches are going to come with booklets or boxes, and some of them don't even come with straps. In fact, I'm showing you this one first because I want some help to decide what strap to put this on. I don't have a suitable gold bracelet to put this watch on, so I want to put it on a very nice leather strap. But I was thinking maybe green with gold buckle. I don't know. I guess I could just go brown. Let me know, guys. What do you think this watch is going to look good on? What color leather strap? And this one came again in incredible condition. Let me show you the back of the watch there if you're interested in the case and the movement numbers. It is a 3863, so it's a 3800 series, one of the first mass produced quartz watches. I think this is a QR. Yeah, I've got some QTs, QRs and QZs. You can see the QR on the dial there. The QTs were the most premium. Then you've got QR that sat in the middle, and then QZ. And I am going to produce a video on those three models because they're all very similar. And can you believe it? The QTs retailed in the 70s for 141,000 yen. These watches were unbelievably expensive because the technology was just so new. They were at times more expensive than Rolex and Omega watches. And this one is a really nice example. Again, just did the usual stuff, took the movement and dial out, gave the case a good clean, and yeah, basically checked it over and put it all back together. This thing looks, well, almost perfect now. Next up, we've got this one. It is a QT. So this is the, well, I guess the more expensive version out of the three, the QT, the QR, and the QZ. This one is coming again on its original bracelet in very nice condition. This watch again was in, yeah, just overall really good condition, needed very little work. I gave the polished surfaces a bit of a clean, gave the bracelet a good clean, took it all apart, checked it all over, and yeah, put it all back together again. The crystal on this one is almost perfect, I think. I don't recall seeing any issues with the crystal on this one. Just another fantastic example. And what I love about this particular watch is the dial. It's got a sort of, well, it's not a snowflake. I'm not going to call it a snowflake dial. It's got a sort of, well, it looks like paper dial. There's definitely some texture there. Even back in the day, in the 70s, Seiko were producing some incredible dials. Looks really clean and tidy, this one, doesn't it? Look at the dial. Can't see any imperfections on it at all, actually. Unbelievable. I still can't believe these watches are 50 years old, some of these. How old's this one? It is June 1974, so approaching 50 years old. Unbelievable. 3 more Seiko QRs to show you. This one's fairly standard. Didn't come with its original bracelet, but actually it's quite a nice bracelet and it suits the watch quite nicely. It's not too dissimilar to the sort of style of bracelet that was coming with these watches, although this one, as you can see, is brushed. This one is in good condition. A little bit of discoloration on the dial around the date complication, but actually not in terrible condition. The case on this one is pretty good as well. Didn't need too much work on it. This one's got a beautiful blue dial and massive applied indices. Look at those things. Sort of fading blue dial with vertical brushing on it. Date complication again. And what's the year on this one? Let's have a look. January 1974, this one. Comes with its original bracelet, again in pretty good condition. And so, yeah, just another nice Seiko QR watch. Right, last quartz, and then I've got some automatics to show you. This one's a little bit different. Again, it's another Seiko QR, but it's got faceted crystal on this one. And again, the crystal's in pretty good condition. A little bit of discoloration on the dial, but it's not too bad at all. Yeah, the case and bracelet in, again, pretty nice condition. Very cool watch, actually. And this one is going to suit slightly larger wrists. Most of these watches are sort of 38mm in diameter, but this one definitely feels a bit bigger, a bit chunkier. There's a few extra links on the bracelet on this one as well. So it is going to fit a slightly larger than average wrist, but yeah, again, just really cool chunky applied indices. And yeah, it's definitely a bit different, this one, isn't it? Right, I'm going to wrap it up with the last 5 watches, and these are all Seiko 5 automatics from the 70s, I believe. I will put in the listings on eBay and on my website the years, and I'm also going to be regulating all of these watches to make sure they're as accurate as possible before they go out. But yeah, most of them are in, again, pretty good condition. I've given the cases a bit of a spruce up and the bracelets where needed. But on the whole, these just haven't needed much attention at all, to be honest. Let me show you the case back on this one. And there it is. Now, this is either a 1971 or a 1981. The 7009. I'm trying to recall when they started making that. I think it was 1969. If my memory serves me right. So this might be a January 71, but I will double check that. But yeah, this one's in, yeah, pretty nice condition, actually. Just a couple of specks on the dial that I couldn't remove. But that's about it for this one, I think. And this is basically exactly the same watch. Both of them come with their original bracelets. And yeah, this one I think is in almost mint condition. Fantastic condition. The dial, what's the case back say on this one? 3-1, so potentially 1973 January. The case back on this one not in as good condition, but the dial on this one looks to be almost mint. Yeah, and again, the case in pretty good condition. None of these needed a huge amount of attention. I can't believe I'm so tired from doing all this work. It doesn't seem like I've done a lot. This one's nice. It's probably my favourite out of these 5. Again, this one's in really, really nice condition. The dial looks almost perfect, but this one's just a little bit smaller. Same bracelet, same original bracelets, but yeah, this one is just a touch smaller than these two. It feels a little bit smaller. The dial is a little bit more minimalist and a bit more sort of modern, I think. Yeah, just a really, really nice looking watch. Really good proportions. Then we've got a Seiko 5 Actus. I've sold a couple of Actus watches already. They sold really quite quickly. These seem to be the most popular out of the sort of vintage Seiko 5s, the Actus range. It might be because you don't tend to find quite as many, certainly not in decent condition. Maybe it's just that the name is also recognised by some people, but I sold a beautiful baby blue dial version, and in fact, I am auctioning the champagne sunburst dial version on eBay. But the dial on this one, I can't make out whether or not it's a little bit tired and discoloured, or whether that's supposed to be the colour. I'm not seeing any sort of sunburst effect on it. It's just a sort of plain cream coloured dial. But anyway, again, similar sort of condition, original bracelet still, and actually in, yeah, very nice overall condition. Right, and this is the last one, and this one has a really interesting dial, actually. It's a sort of dart board dial almost, a segmented dial, pretty cool, grey with gold accents. It's actually a very nice looking watch, this one. Yeah, again, not done a huge amount to these watches, just polished them up, taken the movements and the dials out, given the dials a bit of a clean, just removed any specs that I can. Yeah, and just checked them over, made sure they're running, and put them all back together after they've been very thoroughly cleaned. And again, I will be regulating all the automatic watches, and I'll be showing the pictures in my listings as well so that you can see how they're performing. But yeah, this is a nice one actually. I like the fact that it's just a little bit different, that dial, isn't it? Very cool. Right, guys, I'm going to go and have a shave and a shower and a cup of tea and a sit down, and then I'm going to come back and film a video on a Gakota. All right, guys, happy shopping. Thank you so much for watching.